What's up with it? If you guys can hear me and hear me well, give me a thumbs up emoji. Just currently in my car. Thought it'd be a good time to go live real quick and just talk about.
Hey family, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Cut Nice 50. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Today we're discussing Miss Erica Leshai about a clip she did on one of her live streams. I've generally been following this lady for a couple of years now. She's also an actress, entrepreneur, and I guess she's a songwriter. I heard a couple of her songs, and they was pretty good, but I didn't know if she was still pursuing that dream, because she is talented, but we're gonna go ahead into something, and I thought about this for years, and myself, and she just reintroduced this back into my mindset. So it was called mentally transmitted diseases. She did a live talking about the same subject last week or a week before. And it's something I believe is actually true. So I agree with a lot of things she says. Um, and she starts sharing some of her personal experiences and stuff like that. All her links will be in the description below. But make sure you check out Erica Leshai. She got a new song called Stingy. I don't know what all the platforms gonna be on, but just check her out on IG. And it was about her ex-boyfriend, and I think she was on an interview with one of my guys, and just talking about the whole situation. Just like all the old schoolers, y'all know, they rapped, they sung about their life, and this lifestyle as it is in that moment. They didn't make things up generally, but it's different than like today's artists. So I do like this young lady. I like her little podcast. I like her live streams and what she stands for, because she has a lot of wisdom for a young lady. So I know she experienced a lot in this life, and if I ever had a chance to talk to her, I'm pretty sure we'll connect on a whole different level, because she started in that live hitting a lot of things that I probably most people just look past and stuff like that about, energy, positive energy, negative energy, influence, having a great surrounding, and just being aware of your surroundings, man. All these things is changing in the world today. So I did like that. I'm gonna put a little clip of it. Y'all share your thoughts. Let me know what you think. This is Miss Erica Leshai, and let's get it started.
Hey y'all. Okay, so I see you guys are popping into the live. And I guess I'm seeing a thumb up emoji. Y'all give it to me. Let me see it. Y'all know I like it. Okay, there we go. Keith Sweat. Thank you for the thumbs up emoji. All right, I thank y'all. Okay, so let me just get right into it. I just posted a reel about what I consider mentally transmitted diseases, right? Now, I came up with this concept a little while ago because our bodies can get diseases and infections and what have you. And the mind is even more powerful than the body is, right? So, when we look at our minds, when I first started thinking about mentally transmitted diseases, I was thinking about it during the pandemic, right? And I thought it was stuff like COVID, I'm not COVID, like fear, like the fear that the pandemic brought upon us. Everybody was scared, and it spread, and it spread so fast, and it was highly contagious. All you needed was just for one person to have a little bit of doubt and to sow just a little bit of fear into you, and then you were infected.
All right, you don't had a chance to watch it. Now I want to just talk about some things that I agree with her. Now, when we're talking about mentally transmitted diseases, one thing you got to think about is doubt. Doubt is a big one. We got those hypotheticals is another one, because that's not being reality. Everything is two sides of a coin and stuff like that. And the power of perception, especially when you're talking about influence and being the influencers and stuff like that. This does affect your mindset. So the fear factor, she did mention a little bit of that. It's a big one for me, because how I grew up, we're normally military raised. My family is all into law enforcement, healthcare, and athletes. So we get, we're all about being active, healthy, having a different lifestyle, being physically fit. So where we came from and the time we came from, fear wasn't really an option for us, because we had to survive. We had to do what we had to do to keep it pushing. So I never let fear creep into my mind, but that is a big one for mentally transmitted diseases because fear can stop you. Saying you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to switch jobs, you want to do a lot of things, you want to get out of a relationship, which is bad. You know it's not going nowhere. It's just like a job. You just scared to take that leap of faith. You're scared to start over. You're scared to because you don't know. It's an uncertain territory. So you don't want to take those chances and you don't know the outcome. It could be financially stable in the situation that you're at now, but you know you have to start from scratch or start over from scratch if you do leave that situation. You know, I myself, I moved to Atlanta in 2016 out of a long-term relationship, and I didn't have no fear, and it ended on even playing. You know, we had to kids was involved, not my kids, but her kids was involved. So we had to evenly, you know, let them know and then decide to go ahead and move forward and go from there. But I never had fear hold me back from making a decision. I think a lot of people now you stay in relationships, you stay in dead end jobs, you stay in, school. I even know people who do that. They are lifetime students because they're scared of the going out in the world and taking that chance because you just don't know what's going to happen. You're working hard to achieve whatever you want to. I think it's possibilities, man. You just got to remain positive or surround yourself with good people to help you on your journey. So that's a good one for me is fear. Now, someone just having just a little bit of fear could affect you. We all know this. They tell you something. It can be in athletics. It can be in weightlifting. It can be whatever the case may be. And I can just speak off the bodybuilding scene, stuff like that. And generally, when you're prepping for a show and stuff like that, your mental space is crucial at certain times, especially when you're depleted, you've been dieting for months, stuff like that. You are your own worst enemy because you see things, you want to be at your best, you want to beat yourself, you want to just keep progressing. But some days your body just ain't gonna respond to it because of food. It can be the exercise, it can be sleep, whatever the case may be. You're gonna doubt your abilities. You can because you see yourself every day. Other people see how your body's changing, you're losing weight, your face is getting smaller, you're getting bigger muscles, you're looking sexier, you're getting more leaner. You don't see it like other people see it because you see yourself daily. So that can affect you and you want more. You know, we're never really satisfied. It don't matter what it is you want to achieve because we always want to progress to the next level, as we say. And I had to learn that a hard way. Sometimes you got to sit back and enjoy life at a time, because we all want to keep progressing. So it's just finding that balance, man. I think that's really important. So fear is one that a mentally transmitted disease. Doubt is another one. Like I said, in bodybuilding, we doubt our ability because you're being judged. You can only compare you to your best physique, but if somebody else has bigger muscles or whatever the case may be on stage, sometimes you can doubt. You see somebody else like, okay, they got better body parts than you think that you're not worthy or you're not going to beat them, whatever the case may be. But I had to learn that we don't go against other athletes on the stage. You go against yourself, and it's whoever brings the better package, who has the better balance on that stage that day, the overall package. It can be conditioning and stuff like that. It's going to win. Generally, you don't learn that until you keep competing for a certain amount of times because you're going to see amazing athletes. You're going to see amazing talent in this world. It doesn't matter if it's bodybuilding, sports, whatever the case may be. But sports, basketball, football is a team sport. So that's a little bit different than individual sports like track, bodybuilding, um, wrestling, when it's one-on-one and stuff like that. So that's when your skills and talent do come together. But you're not just trying to work on one specific goal, one specific muscle group. You're just trying to make that balance, make your physique stand out. So one thing I had to learn bodybuilding, posing does matter. Everything else does matter. Your charisma, your poise on stage, and your flow or your physique. Some people it has great genetics, and some people just don't have the muscle ability yet. Like me being an athlete, people always forget because they see me now in my smaller state, but at the heavy as I was 365 pounds. So, I'm gonna go in a whole lot more different segments. I got this new segment, one-on-one with Cut Nice 50. So we're gonna have different athletes on there. Y'all gonna hear from the athletes themselves. And generally we're gonna have probably two different. We're gonna have an interview segment, and then we're gonna have one what that calls like gonna be the 5 questions. So we're gonna try to keep that one quick. Just pretty much 5 questions of whatever they get asked the most. Or the first one probably be 5 questions, whatever they want to just talk about. It can be performance enhanced drugs, relationships, business, haters. It can be doubt. So it can be fear. It can be mental health. It can be whatever else they want to ask in those 5 questions. Then I reach out to the audience. Y'all want to ask them some questions. We'll try to invite them back and go into an in-depth interview, so you can hear basically their whole life story or whatever they want to talk about in that segment. So we're working on that now, and it should be taking place next month sometime. We're going to have a couple of interviews already lined up, and they'll be airing back then. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. Stay tuned, man. We're trying to work. We're trying to advance. We're trying to just keep y'all satisfied in the content out there. But let's go ahead. We already got fear. We got doubt. We got gossip, which is another one, because anything with gossip is unsolicited information. You're not thinking about it. It doesn't even affect your day-to-day outlet, but somebody comes and bring you some information that affects you. You don't want to think about it, but now it's in your mental space. So that is a mentally transmitted disease. It can be about an employee, spouse, or girlfriend, whoever the case may be, but you didn't think about it. But now that's setting in your head. Now it's creeping into what doubt, then fear. So it's all connection, man. I believe in that negative energy, negative influence. So I try to kind of surround myself with positive people, block out negativity, and just focus on the positive things. But for me, I am a faithful person. So that goes into it. And today is just strange times. We all know, we all see it, especially watching TV in the music industry and stuff like that. And myself, you remember, I was an ex-professional athlete. I do acting from time to time. I think my agent just hit me up. I got to check out his message, see what he got, which is on our little actors access profile. Just probably check in, see what I'm doing, because I kind of stepped away from acting for a while, just because some of the things that was going on that doesn't resonate with me. In certain roles I'm not going to take it. Certain things I don't want to be a part of because I don't agree with it. I'm not going to do it no justice, but I'm always be real to me. That's just how I was raised. But I do have a flaw that I'm always most likely brutally honest at times. So I had to learn how to tone myself down, because certain people can't handle that information, even though it can be coming from a sincere place. I speak first before I think sometimes. So that is a work in progress for me. So, and that's just something I always try to work on.
Gossip is another one. Is another mentally transmitted disease that we don't have a defense against. When someone comes and gives you some unsolicited information, you didn't even want that information, and they drop it off to you about somebody else. Now you have to deal with that. You think about it, it pops up in your mind, and it doesn't concern you. And you're like, why am I thinking about this? This person just, infected you with a mentally transmitted disease.
But, like I said, that doubt is a big one. And the hypotheticals, man, I don't do hypotheticals. People used to always say that, because that's not reality. It's like social media. People make assumptions of people off social media, but that's not the reality of it. It's a young lady I follow, and I think she speaks about the conspiracy theories. Y'all know I don't work for the government and stuff like that. So I do follow the conspiracy theories, and I tell people all the time, it's only a conspiracy because you don't believe it, but it is a theory. But we're going to do a whole segment on that. That's to be in another one. Y'all just have to tune in on that. But she is a single mother. She fixes her own cars and stuff like that. And people assume she has a lot of followers. I talk to her from time to time that she's making so much money and stuff like this. But she repairs her own cars, and she'd be like, hey, she's a single mother. And she did share her experience. I let her share for herself. If I get a clip, I'll insert it and then let y'all say it. But I don't want to speak for her. But just relationships and stuff like that, her financial status, and what is not what most people think. Being a parent, especially as a single mother, you got a house, you got other bills. That's a lot of financial strain on anybody, So I give all the compliments to any single mother or single person out there who's raising children, because I know how it is out there when you're struggling to make just make a living, and you trying to provide the best you can for these kids, especially in today's time. So that they come first, and then you normally put yourself on the back burner. Like I said, man, we were going to be just discussing relationships. We're going to be trying to get, in a whole nother atmosphere, because we're all adults here, man. We're trying to just learn. We're trying to make better connections. We're trying to stay positive. We're trying to do a whole lot of things that we think can help, because everybody has a gift out there. If you're using your gift or not, I think it's time to start using your gift, start talking, start connecting, start just reaching out to people to help, man. So, I open a platform up to anybody who's into health, fitness, who's in the health and wellness, who's an advocate for mental health, who's just wants to talk and connect. I open up the avenue. I tell them to email me, contact me anytime. And if we have time, we can schedule an interview, we can schedule a talk and share our experiences, and just talk, touch base, man. I think we lose that now in the social media area. We don't connect, we don't talk to people like we used to. And because of how your work life balance is, we trying to always strive to be better, that we don't have time to talk to friends, family, or whoever the case, especially like me, my family, most of them is in South Carolina, my son North Carolina. So it's a lot of traveling and a lot of time that we might not have to do it. But now social media is big. You got Zoom, you got all these other platforms that I at least want to start doing things over Zoom or whatever else, just touching base with family and friends, not weekly, a couple of times a month, just to see what everybody is doing, trying to check in with family, man, because I was a family-oriented guy. We got a huge family coming up, and I think Viola Davis is one of our cousins and stuff like that. So um, I think I maybe remember when I was young, but I remember one of my cousins telling me, "Hey, if you out there, just don't do any sex scenes with her." So we trying to do what we can, but like I say, I stepped back from acting for a little bit just because of the stuff that was going on. But I like doing things on a smaller scale. I don't like, just like churches, I don't like going to big churches and stuff like that no more. It's a couple of them out here in Georgia that's pretty good. I can get the message from anybody, anywhere. Um, I did a couple reels on a platform. I think Montel Jordan started a virtual church, and I met him a couple times. It's a pretty good one. So I like virtual ideas. So I do like going in person. Like I said, you get that spiritual high, that spiritual energy from the people around you who are looking and searching for the same thing. But I can get a message from anywhere. I don't have to go to big mega churches and stuff like that. I can go to a smaller church and just do my thing. I believe in my tithes and offers and helping other people. Like I said, reaching out, and we do what we can over here, because we've been blessed in many ways, and we just also want to just keep helping others, man. That's just one of our goals. We are helpers. We are people who just want to share our experience, our expertise, and like I said before, everybody has their own talent. Share it with the world. Don't hold it. We will be finishing up our 2 books we got written. I think the first one, Faith of a Mustard Seed. Like I said, I started back writing this in 2012. It still ain't done yet because of work and stuff like that. But our part 1 is going to be releasing our ebook at Evolve Nutrition by Life. So we got a lot of things we're excited for, and we're going to get it released soon. So we're working. So I don't do hypotheticals just because it's generally about negative influence, and now that's getting into your mental state, and that's another, like I said, mentally transmitted disease. It's not reality. You can go here and there all over the world, but it's still is not reality. It's just like social media. You got different personas. Some people are they self. Myself, I'm just me. But everybody is not like me. Everybody is unique. Everybody is gonna do whatever they got to do for business, for sponsors, whatever the case may be. It's your social media. You can do whatever you want to, and nobody can judge you. But this is a judgmental society that we live in now. So you do got to be mindful, especially if you got certain jobs of what you're putting out in social media. Like I say, it's 2 sides to every coin. So, it's the power of perception is a real thing out there. I know had people until they sat and talked to me, and then they realized I'm a whole different person than what they thought, depending on what I used to post way back before social media kind of had a change. Like, I did the acting. So most of my stuff was acting, and it had some football or basketball old experiences in there. But then they kind of changed social media that you had to pick a lane. You couldn't be all over the place. And I got it, but I was all over the place. I had different talent, and so I wanted to show it until I think I was on Devious Maze, and Eva LaGorley or somebody else schooled me on the social media and what you got to do, and then it started taking off. When I kind of started strictly focus on one lane, and that was just the acting. And now it's more of the athlete when I switched over to say I'm gonna compete in bodybuilding. And we ain't been doing it too long. I think, like I said, the pandemic messed everything up. That we did our first year, and then this was supposed to be our sophomore year, qualified for nationals. We placed second in our first nationals. And now, I got a new son, Titan, and it's just life is always changing. You never know what you want to do. It's not going to go always how you want it. You just got to make the most of it. Whatever opportunity you're blessed to have, and just keep it pushing. Don't never stop. Don't never quit on your dreams, man. Because that's just life. So, like I said, power perception is a beast because it's influence. You want to be an influencer, you want to be a sponsor athlete, you want to be a whole lot of other things out there. You just got to think it comes at a cost. It's a positive and a negative side to it. Certain people are going to think certain ways because they don't know you. They just see whatever you put out there. That's why I'm not a big texter, because text, you can't show emotion, you can't show your humor, you can't show those different sides of you out there. I'm just watching my son on my phone. He's probably getting ready to wake up soon, put him down for a nap. But you can't show anything out there. And I don't like talking or putting a whole thread down if somebody comment and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm working on YouTube now. We're getting better and better as we go along. Just like anything you do, anything you start doing at first, you're going to have a little rough patch because you're a rookie. Once you keep honing in on your skills, you start doing things a little bit different. It will get better. We've only been doing it for a little over a year, and we're starting to grow more and more. But we're always about positivity, about spreading positive energy. We don't want to never put negative energy out there, negative comments out there, but we don't believe in censorship also. So, like I say, it's two sides to every coin. I do believe in freedom of speech, so I never kind of censor nobody else's comments. So we do have athletes and stuff like that who are giving us good information. So I just tell people, just be mindful that they do have feelings. They don't feel the same way I feel. And I don't know them like that. So I don't believe in censorship, but just got to remember that they are athletes, so they have feelings. So just be mindful what you say, because you can't hurt other people's feelings. Like I said, I know from firsthand, I used to just say what I felt instead of kind of wording. I wasn't the best articulating words to not hurt somebody's feeling, but just say what I spoke or what I thought right off the back. So I just want to just jump on here real quick, man, and tell y'all about that. I don't know if you like Erica Leshai, but she is amazing. I said check out, give her a follow on social media platforms, stuff like that. But everything when I go to fear, doubt, hypotheticals, these mentally transmitted diseases, if you believe in it, let me know. Make sure you comment below. If you don't believe in it, also let me know what you think, or what have you experienced in your life being infected by any of these mentally transmitted disease. Myself is all connection to faith, man. I don't know if y'all know this young lady, Jackie Hill Perry. Her story, I reached out to her, and it just came across my platform a couple of times. I got a couple of videos and shorts I also included, which I shared her links in the description below. Make sure y'all check her out, because that she inspired me also. And like I said, I get inspiration from a whole lot of people out there, especially in these days. I don't know if it's getting older, getting wiser, but once you surround yourself with positive energy, positive influence, more positivity comes into your life. I can tell you that for a fact. And I'm just happy to be around this circle of this young lady and these positive people who's out there. Because if you hear, like I said, you got your own story. If you share it, you can help inspire others. You can help motivate others. You can help keep pushing others. Check out this clip with Jackie Hill Perry about faith. Comment below. Hey, and with that, yeah.
Is that when you eat the bread fills you up so much that you can't even look at another plate of food. You're so satisfied by the bread that you don't have the same appetite you used to. So what happens is, metaphorically speaking, is that when Jesus is believed to be bread, it is that when you eat him, he fills you so much That when you see another meal or another opportunity for sin or another opportunity for pride or another opportunity for anger, you no longer confuse the temptation with a need.